Hi there, Sandra with Thrift City Thrifts. Today I'm at the Goodwill in Pewaukee. This is in the county west of Milwaukee County, and this is a store that often has more contemporary items than the vintage and antiques that I'm looking for, but occasionally I really find a prize here. So let's get in there and let's hit it. I'm shaking it up a little bit today, and I'm going to start at the back of the store where I see this. It looks like an interesting, I like maps, so that's why I pulled it out, and it turns out that it is some kind of a storage box made to look like a book with a lot of maps on it. The cover is coming up just a bit, but that can be easily glued down. It's got a felted interior. It's made out of wood. This will make a fun hidden storage container for someone. In this area of kitchen items, I noticed this tray. Pulling it out, it is a Warren Kimball design, but it is very lightweight. It happens to be melamine, not ceramic. Had it been ceramic, I think it might have been worth the pickup. The melamine trays, I believe, are more recently made and don't seem to go for as good a return on eBay, so I did decide to put that back on the shelf. Here we are with some bakeware, some canisters, some aluminum, and I noticed this canister set here. Picking it up, it was quite lightweight. I thought perhaps it was vintage ceramic, even vintage plastic, but it turns out that this brand, Soroa, is bamboo fibers. I love the pattern, but it doesn't seem to go for too much on eBay, so I left them. We've got some more bakeware here. Actually, this is a little gravy boat, kind of out of place. I noticed this cutting board. It is vintage, it is wood, and I can tell that graphic is very 1960s. It says mixed grill. It's probably by Nevco, and had the graphic been intact, that would have been a pickup. Here is a trivet, ceramic trivet, hoping it might have a little age. It doesn't seem to be that old, and it is a Christmas theme, so I decide I'm going to pass. We've got some more bakeware, some dishes, some bowls. Rather a mishmash here of items, but pretty full shelves. I'm hopeful. First thing I pick up is this little milk glass egg cup. Then I pick up this gratin dish. It's ceramic and made by Hall Pottery. It's a nice dish. It's pretty plain though, and it's a single. So I am not sure, but I put it in my cart to think about it. Here is a vintage 50th anniversary hand painted dish. It's by Nevco, I think, but anniversary, I don't usually pick those up. Got a cool creamer there. This is a nice piece of pottery. It's signed on the bottom. Looks like it could be a French onion soup bowl, and there was a pair. I did leave them. Here are some souvenir pieces. This is Strasbourg. I'm trying to get the maker there. It's got its original gold foil label, and it says WS. I don't know who that maker is. But souvenir items are not a typical pickup for me, so moving on. This pattern looked familiar to me. I was thinking it was Universal Pottery. So I took a look at that, and a couple, well, teacup saucer under there. That looked vintage, but without the teacup. And then on the bottom shelf, I spotted this. It's got lobsters and crabs, and it is a serving tray. It's super heavy. There's no way I'm going to be able to pull it out with one hand. It is hand painted. It is by Mesa International. It's pretty contemporary. And while things with lobsters and crabs sometimes are a good pickup, There are no solds for this item on eBay, so it is going to stay here. Here's another little milk glass cup. I am looking for unusual Fenton pieces when I'm picking up milk glass, so I leave that. This looked like a familiar artist who did the bird teacup, but there was no signature or mark. This is a Johnson Brothers ceramic lidded butter dish. It's more contemporary as well, and I prefer glass butter dishes. This is a nice looking pottery crock. It's lidded, could have some age. Down here we've got another wooden item with the hand painting in a very 1960s graphic that is too faded and worn for me to pick up for resale. This was a wooden photo holder, I think. It says something about cocktail club. Not sure what that was actually. Then we've got a ceramic bunny dish with some divided dishes there, probably for eggs. Up here we've got a series of little pictures. These could be part of someone's collection that was donated. Some of them have hand painting. They're all delicate and pretty. None of them really stood out to me though. I thought this glass nested measuring cup set was very serviceable. It was pretty plain though, so I didn't pick it up. And then I saw this lobster serving dish. Another one. This one, the quality wasn't super great, so I left it. Here are some relatively interesting items. Again, they don't look to be too old, but at least they're kind of interesting. They're cookie jars in the shape of ladies' handbags, and they're by David's Cookies. Again, contemporary, but interesting, but I'm not going to pick them up. Here we have a very pretty Noritake plate. It's actually part of a lot of the set is here on the shelves for this very pretty Noritake pattern. I'm scanning for something to really pop out at me, catch my eye, draw me in, and I see this fun plate. This is a giraffe plate by Pier 1. I do pick up Pier 1 items, not infrequently. This giraffe plate is cute, but I'm able to resist it this time. I also like this Majolica Winter Bird Bowl with the raised design by Sonoma. And what a pretty pattern this is. This is rhythm. It is definitely got mid-century feels all over the place. And there's a lot of it. This vibrant yellow garlic scraper, it caught my eye because it's so pretty with that color. These are often made in Spain when they're that style. So looking at some pink depression glass teacups, that scraper, and the giraffe. Got some wooden signs and metal decor here, reaching for this bear. It was a little less substantial than I thought it might be looking at it. Had knocked over this wooden guest book sign for a party or a wedding. And then I saw this. Now, this is vintage, I think. It's a deer picking its way through the trees, and it is hand carved. It looks to be two different kinds of wood. On the back, there is no signature, but more signs of age. It definitely seems to be vintage, and I'm looking for any damage. Don't see anything. This might be something that would go in a cabin in the North Woods of Wisconsin, so I'm thinking about it. Slowly panning the tchotchke shelves, and the first thing that jumps out at me is this skeletal baby elephant. I have no idea why. Had it been ceramic, I definitely would have picked it up. It was plastic, and I was on the fence, so next to it was a very heavy chalkware box, decorative box. Saw some wooden figurines. This was a trinket box. It is Czechoslovakian. I like the design. It just wasn't really grabbing me. It was a nice trinket box, but just not really grabbing me. Then I saw this cute little tiger. Lots and lots of figurines, as always, to look through. What is that pirate wanting to hold and hug? Maybe you, maybe me. He's a very friendly pirate. Next to him was this little pitcher, little tiny creamer, maybe. It looked to have some age, looked to be potentially British. Behind it was this fun couple. It looked to be a salt and pepper. It's by clay art, but only one of them was a shaker. I'm not sure what the other one was, if it wasn't a shaker. Anyway, moving on. More pictures, more tiny pictures. Again, somebody might have donated a collection. That one looked like it was almost a Namaji style, and the one behind it was a very pretty drip glaze in a nice blue. But I thought about that one for a bit, but I just, again, it wasn't really grabbing me. Cute little plastic perfume bottle Yorkie with sparkly rhinestone eyes. Got a ceramic cow or dog or something. And then another one of these little pictures. If this was Daruta, I would have picked it up. I thought it might be. It does look like it could be Italian, but it was not Daruta. I decided to leave it. This pottery plate caught my eye because the design was pretty nice, but it was very rough on the back, rather rough hewn, maybe a hobbyist piece, and didn't think it was really going to sell, even though it was a nice job by whoever made it. Got some coasters back here, some metal ones with fruit. Those could have a little age. Under that mirror looks to be an enameled trivet, and it does also look to have a little age. The maker is Tech Ceramics. It is a vintage brand, and enamel trivet, maybe that is something I should have picked up. It was only $1.99, but honestly, I wasn't like in love with the pattern. Among the vases, I am having to rearrange things to get at one that has caught my eye. It is back here. I'm going to get it into view pretty soon. It is this one. It is a pottery vase with a nice glaze on it. It's a bud vase and a very interesting shape. Yeah, I kind of liked it. I didn't see a signature or a maker, and another day I might have picked that up. Today I decided to leave it. Among the candles, I noticed this jar. It is pottery and love the butterfly on top, but if you get close enough, you see there is a big crack on one of the wings, so that's got to go back. So panning around to see what else catches my eye. Got a bottle that I thought was glass but is plastic. Got a see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil candle holder made out of metal. And then I noticed this little decorative piece. It's made to look like a birdhouse, but it is a very lightweight wood. It's not actually to be used as a birdhouse. I prefer things that actually can be used as birdhouses. These two mugs are vintage. They're by Inesco. Very lightweight though. I just don't want to take a chance on them. I'm leaving them. Got some more vases to look through here. On the bottom shelf, this Native American pottery vase catches my eye. I like the pink. That makes me think of 1980s color schemes, and the feathers are nice. It's also signed. I have picked up Native American art in the past, and it does sometimes sell. in this case, I decide I'm going to leave that piece. I notice this heavily patterned, it's almost a Wexford pattern picture. I'm not sure if it is Wexford by Anchor Hawking, but it looks like it could be. Notice this blown glass vase in a pretty emerald green. Sort of lightweight though. Didn't really feel like super high quality glass. This I thought might be a witch's ball. It is some sort of decorative globe. This I thought was glass, and it is. It's a black glass. It's a cased glass piece, but contemporary, I believe. This is pretty. It's kind of a light amber, heavily patterned vase. It's large. I just was like, I don't know if I want to ship that.
Kind of struck out there, didn't we? We only got one item today, but I kind of know going into this store that the vast majority of things there are going to be contemporary, mass-produced, not really the kinds of things that I'm looking for myself. But still have fun looking around. I always learn something every time I go into a Goodwill, or every time I go thrifting, I'm learning things. So I still had fun. Hope you did too. Like my channel, subscribe, and come back. We will definitely do this again. Cross our fingers for a full cart next time. Thrift on.